When is it blackface? And if it is blackface, is it offensive? That's a question brought about by a new art installation by Balarka Baloch, who is whose name I just butchered.
Yeah.
And is a Hungarian photojournalist slash human rights lawyer, I found out. And she did a video. She says she wants to bring attention to a number of tribes in Africa who are on the verge of dying out, or at least whose culture is on the verge of disappearing. And so she did some of these photos, which we're showing you right now. These photos is when she teamed up with a graphic designer to make her look like she was part of tribes, such as the Mercy, Arbore, Karo, Himba, Turkana, Dasanak, and Wodabi. And she said that my inspiration came from my time spent in various African countries where I became fully aware of the issues regarding a number of endangered tribes and the speed at which they're fading away. These stunning portraits show how beauty varies across the globe and prove that all of us are beautiful in a different way. They're celebrating stunning tribal beauties at the brink of extinction. These photos have since been taken down. The response was, my intention was 100% pure with this tribal art. Being a human rights lawyer and journalist who knows pretty much about racism and similar issues, I have never imagined that my work will annoy so many people and that I will have to explain myself, and sure, I will not do that. Keep calm and love every human, and she took them down. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
White people talking about race.
Blackface has blackfired.
Before we get to Hassan's, Hassan has said he has not thought of any of his 5 words ahead of time because he's sitting in my chair, and I never do it. So we'll see him try to do
Here
that
we
this
go.
week.
And I'm going to, in honor of sitting in Brett's most esteemed chair, I will also do my 5 words in a Brett-like manner.
Do it.
Not just improv,
Love it.
but also like with your voice. I'm going to try to imitate that. Okay, hold on. Hungarian blackface, art or fart?
And now we'll see me do it off the cuff.
12 seconds later.
This extincts. You know what I mean? Okay, is this blackface, first of all, and is it racist? And is it bad?
It's not like the comical blackface that they would do as like a caricature of what white people thought black people looked like in the olden days when black people couldn't act in movies.
Weren't allowed to act.
Yeah, weren't allowed to act. Like I didn't
They
mean that.
always could.
Yeah,
All
they always have the
have
capability.
to act.
Yes. You know what I mean. Anyway,
Yes.
there are certain issues with it. One of them, from what I understand, is the white savior complex, which is that leave it up to a white woman to try to save these African tribes that no one is talking about. And J.R. Jackson actually has kind of made a reference to Blindside, like that movie about the black football player who is essentially saved by, I think, was it Julia Roberts?
No,
Sandra
it
Bullock.
was
Sandra Bullock. They look the same to me.
So close.
White women.
I see what you're saying, and I agree with it to an extent that it's really not our place as a panel of white people to look to. I don't know, just to really, we can listen to the discussion on race, but it's not our place to instigate it. It really wasn't her place to be like, hey, like, blackface isn't offensive if it's art. Like, you don't, as a white woman, you just don't really get to say that. It's just not.
Agree with Brett.
I just don't agree.
All right, well, I think that we agree. I think I
instigate is a
didn't word it well.
Yeah, instigate is a weird word because instigate seems like, whenever I hear it, it's about like who started the fight.
Right.
Initiate maybe, start the dialogue.
Right.
You know? I think anyone can start a conversation. Sometimes the person who starts a conversation is a total idiot. Sometimes the person who starts the conversation is from Hungary. And as Haas was talking about, the reason blackface is a problem is because that was the standard art form in like 1840.
Well, also,
And
when
it's race
white people would
stereotyping.
take shoe polish and rub it all over their face and put giant red lips on their face.
And a race
act
isn't a costume.
like, in a way to make black people come off as stupid.
It used to be, I feel like the purpose of blackface was to stereotype black people and make them feel like these were racist images. I get that she's saying like, oh, now I'm doing it to undo these stereotypes and show diversity in all of these black tribes, but the fact that she's like, I couldn't imagine it would offend anyone.
Right.
Like, it didn't cross
Yeah,
my
She
mind.
can do it. Of course, she
And
can do it in the name of art, but you have to listen to how the black community is going to respond to that. Because
Yeah.
if they hate it, you have to. You can't be like, "Hey, stop!" Like, you're not allowed to get offended. They are. The community's allowed to be offended and be like, "Stop it."
In my read on it, her artistic idea just doesn't hold.
I agree.
Like, there's no need to put your face in there.
Would it
Yeah.
have been
It
okay?
needs
Yes.
to have something that's
Exactly.
like,
Why not
needs
take
to
a picture
relate
of
to
the
what if Hungarian,
tribes?
and this is true, like the Hungarian prime minister said, like, I don't think we should interbreed with other people because I don't want our Hungarians to die out.
And make him in blackface and make him like the images of the women.
Like the thing, yeah,
I
think
like that. That
you
would've
need
been
to
pretty
put it
cool.
into the perspective of what if her own culture died out.
I think what it comes down to is a question of motivation. Okay, and
Right.
was she motivated to do this because she wanted to shine a light on these communities that are extinct, almost on the verge of extinction, or did she do it because she wanted the controversy
No.
around it to?
She clearly
She
did not
definitely
want
didn't
the
want
controversy.
Okay, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So what I'm saying is if she came out and said, hey, I know that blackface is controversial. I know that me putting my face in this situation is going to be controversial. And the controversy that it's going to create around this issue will actually inevitably shine the light upon these almost extinct, distant tribes in Africa, then it would have been a little bit more acceptable.
All right, so I think we had a really good discussion. Well, let's keep it going. What are your thoughts? Give them to us in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe. Watch us on Watchable, and we'll see you next time on Popular Trigger.